Hey y'all, it's Coach Bree with Geaux Fitness again. Today we're going to go over heart rate and when to rest during a workout. So I have 5 separate questions that would typically be asked. What is heart rate? How high can it go? What's too high? When to rest? And ways to measure your heart rate during a workout. So we're going to start by answering the first question. What is heart rate? Well, heart rate is the amount of beats your heart beats in a minute. Resting heart rate is typically healthy between 60 and 100 beats per minute. When you work out, your goal is to raise that heart rate to get your body into a metabolic conditioning, fat burning mode, and strength endurance to start to circulate some more blood around the body. So that was question 1. Answer that plain and simple. Moving on to question 2. How high can it go? And that really just depends on you. The formula that you would use for that is your age. 220 minus your age, and you would get your max heart rate. So for instance, I'm 26, so 220 minus 26 makes my max heart rate 194 beats per minute. Now, you can get to your max, but you don't want to stay there long. Obviously, it's your max heart rate for a reason, so don't go over it. If you do, try and get, you may need some type of help to bring your heart rate down. Deep breaths and elevate your feet above your heart. So you could lay on the ground, elevate your feet, and that would help to bring your heart rate down faster. So ranges to work out in, typically we have 65%, 80%, 90%. If I'm at 65%, I'm at 126 beats per minute. If I'm at 80%, I'm at 155 beats per minute. And if I'm at 90%, I'm at 175 beats per minute. Now, the 90% is going to be more advanced. You're not going to want to stay there too long either way. But when you're advanced in your fitness level, you can stay there a little longer. For a beginner, I would say, anywhere between 50 and 65% of your max, you're really starting to get that work in. Especially if you are, say, maybe out of shape and you haven't worked out at all. Start with walking, you're getting your heart rate up to about 50%, and then slowly go up a little percentage or so each time you go out there. If you're intermediate, you should be able to get between 75 to 85% and do fine. And advanced, obviously, you want to really work your body the 85 to 90% range. Short burst, of course, but just to start getting your body fat burning mode, because your body's smart and it will adjust over time. Alright, so what's too high? Obviously, anything over your max heart rate. You don't want to go too high with this or you'll have a heart attack, a stroke, pass out, end up in the hospital, and we do not want to see that. So when you start getting close to that max, you can feel it. Just start slowing your body down, bring that heart rate down with some deep breaths. So when to rest, that's dependent on you. I would say try to aim to get to 80 to 90% of your max, but only stay there for about 5 minutes. And if you're at the 90%, don't stay there even that long, 2 minutes maybe. And then make sure that's short burst. So it may be 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds work, 30 seconds rest, where you're in that 90, but you're bringing it back down, in that 90, bringing it back down. So a short burst of energy there. And then ways to measure your heart rate during a workout. Well, they have watches. We have Apple Watch, Fitbits, Whoops, and maybe a few others. There may be slight errors in the readings, but that can kind of give you a really good range as to where you're at. Now, also, when you're in a workout during rest, you can do a radial pulse or a wrist pulse check, and this would be thumb side. And I always use my middle finger and my ring finger. I don't use my pointing finger because it has a, you can feel a beat through it. You would come here, relax, find that pulse. It's right there. Set a timer for 30 seconds. Count your beats, and then multiply that times 2, you would get what your beats per minute are. That's the long way around, that's the hard way. Typically the easier way is just to have a watch. So in conclusion, we figured out what heart rate was. It's the amount of beats per minute. 60 to 100 is a great resting heart rate. Anything lower, you may have problems. Anything higher, you may have problems. How high can it go? It's just 220 minus your age. That will give you your heart rate. You can work out anywhere between 50 to 90% of your heart rate. And what's too high? Obviously anything over your max heart rate. You want to rest. When you start feeling really fatigued and you just can't catch your breath, you may be holding on to that 80 to 90% range too much. And ways to measure would be through watches or going and doing the wrist check. You can do it at the elbow or the neck. Again, really only going to see that in the gym if somebody's like falling over or if they're doing an assessment with a trainer. But I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of heart rate information so you kind of don't go in blind and you know where you need to be. And alright, so that's all for today. I'll see y'all next week with topic number 3. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also comment down below if you have any questions, and I will see y'all in the next one.